Story begins with a lone traveler standing at the base of a towering, mist-shrouded mountain. The air is thick with uncertainty, and the path ahead is hidden by swirling clouds. The traveler feels a wave of hesitation, their heart pounding as they gaze upward, wondering if they have the strength to face what lies ahead. This moment is not just about the physical mountain, but the invisible weight of self-doubt that makes every step feel heavier. The journey seems impossible, yet something inside urges them to move forward to at least try. As the traveler stands motionless, the mist seems to grow thicker, amplifying the uncertainty that clouds their mind. Questions swirl: what if I fail? What if I'm not strong enough? The mountain looms larger not just in size but in the doubts it represents. It's easy to feel paralyzed when the future is unclear and the traveler is tempted to wait for perfect clarity. But deep down, they know that waiting for the mist to clear might mean never moving at all. Realizing that inaction is its own kind of defeat, the traveler decides to take just one step forward. It's a small act, but it carries immense power. With each footfall, the path becomes a little more visible and the mountain a little less intimidating. The traveler learns that progress doesn't require certainty, just the courage to move, even if it's only a single step at a time. With each step, the traveler discovers that the path, though hidden at first, reveals itself bit by bit. Trust grows not in the mountain but in their own ability to navigate the unknown. The mist no longer feels like an enemy but a companion on the journey, reminding them that not everything needs to be seen to be overcome. Halfway up the mountain, the traveler is met with a new challenge, the persistent voice of self-doubt. It whispers that they're not strong enough, that the summit is too far, and that turning back might be safer. The air feels thinner, every step heavier. This internal struggle is more exhausting than the climb itself, as invisible battles often are. The traveler realizes that the true weight they carry isn't their backpack or the steepness of the trail, but the burden of their own doubts. Each negative thought makes the climb harder, sapping energy and resolve. Yet they also notice that acknowledging these feelings is the first step toward overcoming them. Instead of fixating on the distant summit, the traveler begins to focus on the rhythm of their breathing and the steady beat of their feet against the earth. By narrowing their attention to the present moment, the overwhelming challenge transforms into a series of small, manageable victories. Each breath, each step becomes a quiet triumph. With every mindful step, the traveler finds strength they didn't know they had. The mountain no longer feels insurmountable. Instead, it becomes a series of moments, each one conquered by simply being present. The journey is still hard, but it's no longer overwhelming. The traveler celebrates small wins along the way: a tricky patch of rocks navigated, a particularly steep section behind them. These moments, though quiet and personal, build confidence. Each victory, no matter how small, chips away at the mountain of self-doubt. As the traveler nears the summit, the air is still thin, but their spirit is lighter. The doubts that once echoed loudly are now faint whispers. The mountain hasn't changed, but the traveler's perspective has. They realize that the hardest part was not the climb, but believing they could make it. Standing at the top, the traveler looks back at the path they've taken. The obstacles that once seemed impossible now appear as milestones of growth. The summit offers more than a view, it offers clarity. The traveler understands that the real transformation happened within. From the summit, it's clear that the mountain itself hasn't changed. The rocks, the mist, the steep paths are all the same. What's different is the traveler's relationship with fear and self-doubt. They've learned to listen to their own capability instead of the voice of fear. The traveler reflects on the journey, realizing that true progress began when they stopped listening to fear and started trusting their own abilities. This shift in mindset is the real victory, more significant than reaching any physical peak. The traveler now understands that the most difficult mountains are not made of rock or earth but of self-doubt and fear. These invisible obstacles can make any journey feel impossible, but they can also be overcome one step at a time. With the summit behind them, the traveler knows that new mountains will always appear on the horizon. But now they carry the knowledge that every climb is as much about overcoming inner barriers as it is about conquering external ones. Looking back, the traveler realizes that the journey taught them patience, resilience, and the value of small steps. Each lesson is a tool for future climbs, making the next mountain a little less daunting. The traveler's commitment to keep moving, even when the path was unclear, proved more important than any burst of strength. Consistency and determination turned the impossible into the achievable. By stepping into the mist, the traveler learned to trust not just the path but themselves. The unknown is no longer a source of fear but a space for growth and discovery. Focusing on the rhythm of breath and step, the traveler found a sustainable pace. Progress is not always fast, but it is steady, and that's what matters most in the long run. Reaching the summit gave the traveler a new perspective, not just of the landscape but of themselves. They see how far they've come and how much they're capable of achieving. The traveler learns that waiting for perfect conditions is a trap. Progress happens when we move forward despite uncertainty, embracing imperfection as part of the journey. True strength, the traveler discovers, comes from within. It's not about physical power but the courage to keep going when things get tough. Even at the summit, echoes of doubt remain, but now the traveler knows how to quiet them, focusing instead on their achievements and the journey ahead. The real reward of the climb isn't the view from the top but the transformation that happens along the way. The traveler is no longer the same person who stood at the base of the mountain. With the climb behind them, the traveler carries the lessons of the mountain into every new challenge. Self-doubt may return, but now they know how to face it. There will always be another mountain to climb, another challenge to face. But with each journey, the traveler grows stronger, more confident, and more prepared for what lies ahead. The story of the silent climb becomes a legacy, inspiring others to face their own invisible mountains. The traveler's journey shows that courage and persistence can overcome even the most daunting obstacles. Everyone faces their own silent climbs, challenges that are often invisible to others. The traveler's story reminds us that we are not alone in our struggles and that every step forward is a victory. Life is a series of climbs, each with its own challenges and rewards. The traveler embraces this truth, knowing that the journey itself is what matters most. In the end, the silent climb teaches us that the most difficult mountains are those we build within ourselves. But with courage, patience, and self-belief, even these can be conquered, one step at a time.